Hunger is screwing you up and it's causing you to make bad decisions every single day, therefore causing you to not lose body fat. In this video, I'm going to go over briefly exactly how to overcome these hunger cravings and things you can do to work around them in order to avoid them and therefore get to your fat loss goals and get the six-pack quicker. So why should you listen to me? My name's Tom. I've been an online and in-person coach for over 6 years now, helped over 250 people go from unconfident in the gym and outside the gym to wearing their favorite clothes, having a six-pack and abs, building muscle and shape to their physique where they want to build muscle and shape to their physique, and overall getting to their goal body shape as well as mindset. By the way, if you need more help with your fat loss journey, join my 4-week free fat loss kickstart. The link is in the description to find out more about it. Basically, the goal is to lose 2 kg of body fat completely for free instead of a 4-week period. First of all, before I start this video, I thought I would just say to you that this car must be 40 or 50 degrees right now. So if I die from overheating, it's going to be on camera, sadly. So hunger, there's a few things we're going to go over. First and foremost, we're going to chat about just the practical elements of it, things we can kind of overcome straight away. And I'm just going to kind of riff off of things that I see every single day with clients. Number 1, volume of food. Number 2, quality of food. And number 3, timings of your meals, okay? So number 1, volume of food. You need to eat low calorie, high volume foods every single day. You need to factor these into your diet. Fruit and veg intake is super, super important. And let me explain to you a bit why, okay? So who's going to feel more full? Actually, just practically, who's going to feel more full from having lunch? Someone that has chicken and potatoes and maybe a bit of sauce on top, and that's all they eat, okay? So it's just a chicken breast on top of potatoes. Or the person that has chicken, potatoes, and a massive salad, and you could put whatever you want in it. Veggies you want, you can even add some fruit in it if you wanted to. Low calorie, it could be below 100 calories, but it fills you up because it's such a high volume, low calorie food. People don't utilize these sort of foods enough in their diet, and it causes them to basically eat really small portions of food and forever kind of feel hungry. So the number 1 hack over anything, even better than calorie counting, however, you need to have higher volume food. You need to cut out the food also that's high in calories and doesn't fill you up. So let me give you kind of a couple examples. Something like flapjacks, super, super bad as far as the calorie to filling you up profile, okay? Like a 500, 600 calorie flapjack does not do anything for your hunger. It might fill you up a little bit, but you could be hungry shortly after. Something like sweets or chocolate, also really, really bad when it comes to filling you up, which I'll explain later on in the video. Volume of food, super, super key. And that's a big part of the program. I look at clients' food intake and we discuss how we can kind of add higher volume in. Also adding foods into your diet you enjoy to also have kind of a high fruit and veg content is really beneficial. Quality of food. Basically, you need to eat higher quality food. So there's been loads of studies done on this, but let's just even break down protein first of all. So protein is needed and it's essential. You get between 0.8 grams to 1 gram per pound of body weight when it comes to building muscle as well as maintaining muscle. But the quality of protein is also super, super important. People think they can eat chicken goujons that are shitty quality chicken, not real chicken, and they're going to build the exact same amount of muscle, or they're going to maintain the exact same amount of muscle with that shitty quality of protein. No, you need to make sure, as far as quality food sources, the majority of the food you're eating, you're cooking yourself, right? And I don't mean cooking a prepackaged meal. I mean cooking from the raw ingredients. So if it's chicken breast, make sure you're cooking it from raw for the most part. That's a general rule of thumb. If it's salads, make sure you're making it yourself because there could be added kind of elements into it. Again, you can kind of look into this stuff in supermarkets and stuff, but if you're ill-informed to begin with, you're better off just going from the kind of raw ingredients, okay? So as far as potatoes, I would be cutting the potatoes up myself, chopping them up, and I'd be cooking them myself. Excuse me. Make sure you're cooking your raw ingredients. Quality of food is going to not only really help your hunger level, so it's going to help you feel fuller for longer, it's also going to help you preserve muscle when trying to lose body fat, actually build muscle as well, and it's going to help with your energy day to day. It might help with your sleep and just your ability to get through life while losing body fat. I actually had it recently with a client who was doing pretty good on their fat loss phase and has been a client for a couple of years now. But looking at their MyFitnessPal, they're complaining about how the fat loss is super, super difficult and they're starting to struggle. They'd lost maybe 4 or 5 kg. So they were doing pretty good and they said they need to cut off the fat loss phase. And I said, why? He said, the energy is so low day to day. I took one look at his MyFitnessPal and I realized exactly why that was. It's because he's eating shitty quality food. He's having chicken goujons, food that's not good quality. No wonder his energy's shit. So we've done a complete 180 on that. And if you can go for like the 80-20 rule, right? So 80% good quality foods, 20% less quality foods. That's going to overall lend itself to allowing you to have more energy day to day, allow you to stick to your fat loss phase for longer, and therefore lose the body fat you want to lose and get the abs like you want to get them. Number 3, meal timings. Meal timings are super important when it comes to staying consistently full in a diet, okay? So I see a lot of, in fact, my client Paloma won't mind me talking about her specific example here. So she used to get super hungry at dinner time. So much so that she'd end up binging on her diet. But the mistakes she's been making, and the mistakes she was making for a long time, she's been a client for over a year and a half at this point, is she would basically eat no food during the day, and then she'd get home from work about 8:30 p.m. at night and scuffle food around her. Now, she's a female, so as females generally are, they can only eat a certain amount of food in their kind of calorie targets. It's not like she has 3,000 calories that she can eat. Maybe like I could get away with. Okay, so it's not hard for her to binge on her diet and overeat her calories, therefore not lose body fat. That's basically what was happening. So what we basically have had to do is we've had to add more food in earlier on in the day, so she's less hungry later on. Whereas what a lot of people will tend to do is fasting's very beneficial. I do quite a bit of intermittent fasting myself, and I have done for years. But they overuse it. They basically don't eat any food until 3, 4, 5 p.m. and they're starving, which causes them to binge on their diet. So what you need to do is space out your meals. This is also going to help with just general maintenance of muscle and performance in the gym. Also like progressing in the gym as well, so building muscle. And general energy day to day, regardless of all that other stuff. So you need to space out your meals. You need to have 2, 3, 4 meals per day minimum, 2 meals per day minimum, and try to have around 3 servings of protein. That's going to keep you fuller for longer, and it's going to stop the binge episodes at night, which a lot of people run into. It's also going to allow you to enjoy, not feel so feral the whole time you're on this diet. You don't want it to be complete torture, and if you don't eat food for 4, 5, 6 hours, in big chunks throughout the day, when you're already hungry because you're in a deficit, it makes it a lot harder. So make sure you cut this out if you want to lose the fat you want to lose, and basically make it as simple as possible along the way. The last point I'm going to leave you with is not giving in to hunger cravings, which at times can be the most important thing ever. So I thought I would just share the fact that I'm in a cut right now. I'm 10 weeks into my photo shoot prep. I've got another 10 weeks to go. I've lost around 8 kg of body fat, a bit over, about 8.5 kg. And I have every week, I would say I have 2 days a week that I'm hungrier than normal, which is basically causing me to feel like I want to get Haribo or chocolate or sweets. I actually had that exact same thing yesterday. But what you'll find with a lot of those hunger cravings, if you've got all the other stuff locked in, I discussed earlier on in the video, is those hunger cravings are fleeting. They come and they go. So a lot of the time it is about having that kind of mental inner kind of dialogue in your head, knowing that you're doing this for a reason, you're losing fat for a reason, and it's not going to be forever. That's why having a coach that sets specific time frames around your fat loss and doesn't lead you into a 7-8 month straight fat loss phase that's going to be hell, and it's going to be extremely fucking hard to stick to. So what I do for my clients is I make sure we have diet breaks along the way of our kind of fat loss goals. And not everyone has to lose an insane amount of body fat like I'm trying to lose. And other clients don't have to necessarily do this. They just have to get down to the leanness point that they want to get to. But ideally as lean as possible if you want to go into a lean bulk. But it's obviously person dependent. You've got to not listen to the voices in your head, and you've got to make sure you stick to the high quality foods and factor in foods you enjoy along the way. Also enjoy social occasions and stuff like that, and get that factored into your diet. Again, you're doing this for a reason, but you don't want to kill yourself along the way if you're just doing it for general fat loss and just feeling better about yourself. Make sure you don't listen to the voice in your head when it comes to snacking on food you don't want to snack on, because that's only going to prolong how long the fat loss phase actually takes. Whereas if you stay committed and dedicated to the time you say you're going to set yourself with fat loss, then it's going to be over much quicker, and you're going to get to your goal physique, and you'll be able to maintain that while building muscle, and therefore get to your goal shape long term. I hope you enjoyed this kind of ranty video in my car. It's kind of slightly different than the other videos I did. But if you got any value, then please drop me a follow on YouTube. I subscribe on YouTube to get more fat loss content like this. If you want to get even more day-to-day tips, follow me on Instagram at TomWilsonPT or TikTok at TomWilsonPT. And also, if you want to get involved in my free 4-week fat loss challenge, its links in the description of this video, same as my Instagram. As far as the fat loss challenge, it's the goal is to lose around 2 kg of fat rather. And I've set it up just like I coach my current clients. So it's a completely free program to help as many people as possible get started on their fat loss journey. See you next time.